All right.
No, she never said we had to. Did you?
No, I wasn't tracking.
Oh,
When the big tracks on. Guys, when we were doing our lesson check, we just asked us a question.
good plan, Grace, good plan.
Sorry. I feel like Sheila gets annoyed when I ask questions.
Half-inch PR and chocolate.
I mean, did you set a new record yesterday?
This much.
Here we go. So, last time we talked about the Manhattan Project and the development of the atomic bomb. So, on August 6th of 1945, a B-29 bomber named the Enola Gay, piloted by a guy named Colonel Paul Tibbets, took off from the Tiananmen Island, and they dropped Little Boy. Little Boy was the uranium-based bomb. Fat Man was the plutonium-based bomb on Hiroshima. The result of them dropping the atomic bomb were 66,000 people were killed. Another 69,000 were wounded. There have been studies done after the fact. From the radiation there, it probably affected another 200,000–300,000 people with birth defects and low birth weights and a handful of issues that radioactive materials cause. Can't- Isabel, put your phone away.
It had a tag, I think you know.
There's a picture of the Enola Gay.
Little
There's a picture of Little Boy.
plastic ring, but it didn't say where it was from, and I don't know where it came from.
On August 8th, finally the Soviet Union declared war on Japan. And they attacked Manchuria. Manchuria is in China. It was controlled by the Japanese after the Japanese invaded China back in the Sino-Japanese War, before World War II even started. But Japan wasn't really expecting the Soviet Union to jump in. When the United States, Great Britain, and China made the Potsdam Declaration about, hey, surrender or else we're going to destroy you, the Soviet Union wasn't on that list of countries. So, caught them off guard a little bit. On August 9th, 1945, a B-29 bomber named Boxcar, piloted by Major Charles Sweeney, took off from Tiananmen Island and dropped Fat Man, the plutonium-based bomb on Nagasaki. (3,900 people were killed and about another 2,500 were wounded. Much like Hiroshima, there was some radioactive issues in Nagasaki for many years to come. Excuse me.
Thank you.
All right, close your computer. There's boxcar. And there's the fat man. So after dropping a bomb on Hiroshima, and a couple days later dropping a bomb on Nagasaki, Japan said, okay, we get your point. They surrendered on the USS Missouri. And that brought an end to World War II. And August 15th is VJ Day. So you have a VE Day and a VJ Day. Signifying the surrendering of Germany in Europe and signifying the surrender of Japan. It officially ends both theaters of the war in World War II. Casualties during World War II, over 400,000 U.S. soldiers were killed during World War II, and over 650,000 soldiers were wounded. So there was over 1 million soldiers either killed or wounded during World War II. After World War II was over, all the commanders and soldiers of high rank were put on trial. The Nazi leaders were put on trial at something called the Nuremberg Trials. They were tried for war crimes. When you did your general presentations, a handful of you talked about different generals from Germany who either went on trial and were executed or committed suicide before they actually got to the trial because they knew what was going to happen and they were familiar with the things that they had done. Same thing in Tokyo. There was a Tokyo War Crimes Tribunal where Japanese leaders were put on trial for war crimes. War crimes are a lot of different things, but typically a war crime is something that you do to civilians. So the Nazi trial was basically about all the things that happened to the Holocaust, the Jewish people, the gypsies, all the people, all the undesirables that Hitler put in concentration camps and then executed. Tokyo Tribunal was similar to that, as they were brought on charges for the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the Bataan Death March, and different things they had done to civilians throughout the course of the war. You don't need this one. This just leads into what we're doing next.